Hey everyone, I'm Chris Linsell with theclose.com, here to answer your most frequently asked questions about real estate referral fees. Let's get started. Every single week, I answer questions from readers over on theclose.com and viewers from right here on our YouTube channel about real estate referral fees. So I picked 7 of the most popular questions and I'm going to answer them for you guys right now. Let's get started. Question number 1. I'm a licensed real estate agent, but I'm not currently working with a brokerage. Could I still get a referral fee even if I'm not currently employed under a broker? So the short answer here is no, and here's why. To legally operate as a real estate agent, you need to be under the supervision of a broker or be a broker yourself. And despite the fact that during a referral you're not technically representing buyers and sellers, at least not in an active way, you are still providing real estate counsel just by making that referral. Also, when the referral fee gets paid, it's sent to your broker who then disperses it to you. So without having that intermediary, I'm not sure you would even be able to get a check. All that being said, every state's laws are a little bit different, so I'd check with your state's Board of Licensing or Regulatory Affairs just to see. One solution you might have available to you is hanging your license with a low-cost virtual brokerage, someplace like Real or EXP. This wouldn't require you to have a physical office, your costs would be very low, but you'd still get access to those referral fees. So you might want to give that a shot. Question number 2. If you refer someone to an agent and they become a client, is that going to be the end of it? Is it a one and done sort of thing? Or can I continue to get referral fees if they buy multiple properties or if they refer their friends to that same agent? So, generally speaking, a referral fee is a one and done scenario, but it all depends on the language that you use in your referral contract. Personally, I've never heard of a contract that has that sort of tiered referral system, like my referral then refers their friends and they refer their friends. But, if you could get the other party to agree to it, there's nothing technically illegal about that. It's just pretty uncommon. In terms of the multiple transactions, again, this is going to depend on what's in your referral contract. Most of the time, a referral contract refers to a single client and a single transaction, but you can write it however you'd like, and if both parties sign it, you're good to go. Question number 3. Do the brokerage agencies in a referral have to be from the same company? In other words, Remax in Michigan to Remax in New Jersey. Or could it be any companies like Long and Foster in Pennsylvania and Better Homes and Gardens in South Carolina? So the question here is pretty straightforward, and the answer even more so. Referrals can happen between any licensed brokers as long as they're in the U.S. and operating legally. Different brokerages might have advantageous programs to encourage their agents to keep referrals within the company, but there's no requirement for this. So as long as you've got a contract and you've got 2 licensed brokers on either side, you can send them wherever you want. Question number 4. I made a referral and my broker and the referring agent's broker both signed the agreement. The transaction closed 2 weeks ago and I still haven't received my referral fee. In fact, I haven't heard from the other agent at all. When is it customary for me to receive my referral and when should I start reaching out? Okay, so this is a bad news, good news scenario. The bad news is referral fees are typically paid by the title company at the time of closing, not by the other broker, not by the other agent. Meaning when the title company is cutting commission checks, they usually cut a third check for your broker in addition to the primary buyer and seller brokers. If that didn't happen, more than likely what's going on here is the title company didn't know that there was a referral on your transaction. So that's the bad news, but the good news is if you've got that signed referral agreement, you're going to get paid here. If you haven't heard back from the other agent, I think it's time to reach out to the other broker directly, or even better, have your broker do so on your behalf. I know it sucks to have to hunt down checks, even more so when the other party is, less than communicative, but you've got a solid legal claim to that fee, so you're going to get it eventually. Question number 5. I'm in real estate school and I'm about to take my test. If I refer a family member to a realtor right now and they close after I get my license, can I still get my fee? Unfortunately, the answer here is no, you can't get your fee. Because remember, in order to get a referral, you have to be able to write a referral contract. And that referral contract is going to require the signature of, you guessed it, your broker. You don't have one of those yet. So technically speaking, you can't make a referral. And if that transaction were to close, you've got no legal claim to a portion of that commission. However, if you can have your family member wait just a couple of weeks until you can get through that state test, you can get that contract in place and you can get a chunk of that commission. Now, just so we're all clear, there might be some small instances where you can wiggle a little closer to that commission. For instance, there are certain states that allow you to sign with a broker after your pre-license education is completed, but before your test. In a situation like that, there may be a way, theoretically, to make all of this work, but it's not very likely, and you're going to want to work with your broker very closely if you're attempting that. Question number 6. Can I get 2 referral fees if I give a real estate agent a person who wants to sell their house and then turn around and purchase another house? 2 transactions. Can I get 2 fees? Yes, absolutely. In fact, this happens all the time, totally reasonable. But here's some advice. If I were you, I would write up 2 separate referral contracts, one for the sale and one for the purchase. The reason here is you don't want the performance of one transaction to affect your ability to get paid from the other. Say they sell their house and in the process of looking for their second house, they have a change of heart and decide they want to rent for a couple of years. You wouldn't want there to be any confusion about whether or not you get paid on that first one based on the performance of the second one. So write up 2 separate contracts. This is not inconvenient. It's just a single piece of paper in addition to what you would have before. And this way you stay out of the woods when it comes to legal fees, having to dispute whether or not you are owed a commission on that first transaction. So keep them separate, keep them clean, keep yourself paid, and keep yourself on time. Okay, last question. Number 7. I've got some long-term friends that have asked me to list their home. At our second meeting about their listing, they told me Mr. Seller's sister is a realtor in another state and she'd like to be paid a referral fee. Since this is a courtesy referral, I suggested 20%, but Mr. Seller's sister disagreed and wants 25%. Wondering what's customary here? So let me first start off by saying the entire idea of a courtesy referral seems totally silly to me. I mean, this long off person isn't providing any value or insight into the transaction. In fact, they're not really doing anything. So why do they deserve a piece of this commission? I know this sounds like sour grapes on my part, and it's okay to feel frustrated about this. But it sounds like your clients are pretty good friends of yours. And so if I'm in your shoes, this is the sort of thing I stew on privately and put behind me publicly. There isn't a customary amount for a courtesy referral. It's whatever people can agree to. So if they're asking for 25%, you're asking for 20%. If I'm in your shoes, I'm biting the bullet and I'm moving on. 5%, it's just not worth losing a listing over, and it's certainly not worth losing friends over. That's it. 7 most frequently asked questions about real estate referral fees. But there are a ton of other questions. So if you've got questions about referral fees, drop them in the comments below. We'll make another video with your question in it this time. If you liked this, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe so you can get updated every time we've got new content. In fact, hit that little bell. That way we can send you a notification when a new video drops right here. Don't forget to head over to theclose.com, check out all the valuable resources we've got there, including a huge article all about real estate referral fees. Thanks everybody. My name's Chris Linsell. We'll see you next time.